Hey guys, how you doing? Hopefully you're doing okay. I'm going to read through pretty much the full article here. There's a link in the description. Pretty terrible situation, but thankfully no fatalities. There's been a school shooting in East Oakland. This happened on Monday. And guess how old the shooter was? That's right, the shooter was 12 years old. He's been caught, he's been arrested. The gun has been found. Whether or not he's going to face harsh penalties is yet to be determined. 12 years of age, very young. Is he going to get a free pass? Place your bets now. The student that was shot, it does appear that only one student was shot, is 13 years of age. They've been hospitalized. The information at this point in time in regards to the 13-year-old's medical condition has not been released, so we don't know for sure how serious his injuries are. However, my guess, and it is just a guess, would be that I think the authorities would have released the information should the injured 13-year-old be severely injured. If they were in critical condition, that's the type of thing that we read about, and we read about that because the authorities, the police, would have released that information, and subsequently the newspapers, in this case Daily Mail, would have also published those details. So my guess, hopefully I'm right, is that the 13-year-old, the one and only shooting victim, is okay, not in a critical condition. And of course, full condolences to the 13-year-old and their family. We wish the 13-year-old a full and swift recovery. We're just watching some images of the evacuation. Apparently this situation happened close to 2 p.m., which apparently is pretty much when the school closes for the day. Extremely early, if you ask me. Don't know why that would be so early, but that is what happened. And the article tells us that the evacuation of the school went perfectly fine, which leaves just the one person injured, the boy, I believe it's a boy, that was shot. I will start reading through the article in just a moment. We're just looking at a few images and this little video feed. Yeah, it's quite amazing. A lot, these incidences nowadays, it's all on video, it's all on camera. I think this one, I'm just guessing again, but I think this one would be a professional TV station. It seems like the camera's on a tripod or such, positioned well to catch the crowd. Obviously, we've got some aerial views, but my point there is pretty much all of these incidences are covered on camera nowadays. Everyone's carrying a smartphone, even the kids at school. A 12-year-old gunman has been arrested after shooting up a middle school in East Oakland on Monday, spurring a mass evacuation and one student to be hospitalized. This happened on the campus of Madison Park Academy, which is in the Sobrante Park neighborhood of the California city. East Oakland is a Californian city. The injured student, who cops said was 13, was taken to the hospital with unknown injuries sustained during the attack by the pre-teen shooter. Reminder, 12 years old, the gunman, the gun boy. So the gun boy attempted to flee, but he was caught shortly thereafter, and the gun was also found. The article describes this incident as being a mass shooting. Doesn't make sense to me. Only one person was shot. I don't think anyone's definition of mass shooting would include this incident. And I say that thankfully, only one person injured. And that's pretty much all the information that we have. We don't know why this happened. We don't know if the 12-year-old shooter was a student at the school. Maybe they were, maybe they weren't. We don't know. Too early to tell, but the good news is that the shooter has been apprehended. But again, the question remains as to what charges will the 12-year-old face? Will they effectively be given a slap on the wrist and told to go on their way? I mean, I'm going to answer it here and now. Yes, that's what's going to happen. This 12-year-old shooter is not going to face overly serious consequences. I mean, I suppose that's debatable. Even if they were to be jailed or put in juvie for a few years, I guess that, you know, is a serious consequence, but not serious enough. So here's a couple of comments here. I don't know how brave I am to look through all of them, but arrest the useless parents of this 12-year-old juvenile delinquent. Yeah, that's a very good point, Colonel Mustard. He said that from the library. Arrest the useless parents, yes. Seemingly, this 12-year-old got the gun from somewhere. Might well have been from the home. It was definitely an unsecured gun from somewhere or other. And you would think that the parents ought to be held accountable, at least to some degree, seeing as their child had access to an unsecured gun. Bob Loblaw highlights the fact that this is impossible. It must be a fake story because the school is a gun-free zone. California has strict gun laws, I believe. Am I right? Which means that there's no guns there. You know, you're not going to have a 12-year-old with a gun. That's against the law. So Bob Loblaw is pointing out the fact that this must be a false story. I see where he's coming from. He's being a little bit facetious. I kind of approve of that. I like facetiousness. He's just pointing out, he's ridiculing the notion that just because there are gun laws that everyone abides by them. Of course, that is not the case, particularly those that seek to commit crime. In this case, a 12-year-old. So look, that's the article. We've gone through that. Have I done a half-decent job? I reckon I've done a half-decent job, but I'm going to make a couple more videos this evening, and maybe I'll do even better with those. So do like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit, and take care.